Good evening. I'm Norm Thomas, and tonight I'm here with Doug Daoust. He's candidate for Troutdale Mayor for the city of Troutdale. And we'd like to spend some time getting to know Doug tonight and give you all kind of an idea of where he's been and what he stands for. So Doug, would you like to take a few minutes to introduce yourself to the public?
Yeah, I sure will, Norm. First of all, I want to thank East Metro Media for hosting us tonight and providing this opportunity. A little bit about myself so people get to know me better is I'm married to my wife Mary Ann. I have 5 children, age 17 to 35. And I do play the drums in the One More Time Around Again marching band, which is one of the thrills in my life. I've lived in Troutdale since 1990, so I've been around a while. I have a Bachelor of Science degree from Oregon State University, and most of the way to my master's degree in ecology from University of Washington in Seattle. I have a fairly strong background in natural resource management, and I am Mary Ann and I are going to Good Shepherd Church. And I have been involved in the community quite a bit. I've been on quite a few committees, but what started out my political life, so to speak, in Troutdale was when we built Imagination Station play structure in 1994. That's what really got me into the community service mode. And that was a tremendous community event where we had 2,000 people show up over a 5-day period to build Imagination Station play structure, which is right next to Reynolds High School. It was, and I think still is, the biggest community event that East County has ever had. And it remains one of the most popular play structures in East County. I went from there to the Parks Committee, and then to the Planning Commission, and then to the City Council. So I have been on City Council in Troutdale for 16 years. I've been elected by the citizens of Troutdale 4 times to represent them on the City Council. And of course now I'm running for mayor to be elected by the citizens one more time, only to serve as mayor. I have been involved in other government committees other than Troutdale, including Multnomah County, Animal Control Committee, and I've been on Gresham, City of Gresham Tree Preservation Committee, Metro's Blue Ribbon Committee for their green spaces, and I've also been, I'm currently on the Oregon Invasive Species Council and the State of Washington Invasive Species Council. Everybody wonders why I get so involved with so many committees, but I do try and practice a real balanced life so I'm not overcommitted with all my commitments. And I was involved with the police station, the brand new police station that we have, to make sure it came in on budget and on time. And I'm very proud of our new police station.
Fantastic. Would you like to take a few minutes and talk about what your vision is for the city of Troutdale?
Yeah, I would love to, because that's probably one of the major things that I'll focus on when I become mayor in the next 4 years. There's some basic vision components that I have in my mind that relates to how I want Troutdale to be. First of all, that small town feel I want to keep and keep that feel that Troutdale has, our unique livability. And I know that budgets are tight, and I know that we're going to have to be doing a lot of work with the surrounding cities in East County to add industry and jobs. One of the other visions that I see Troutdale being is to promote tourism. I see Troutdale as the trailhead to the Columbia Gorge and around Mount Hood, kind of a taking off point on people's voyage of discovery. So that's very much a part of my vision of Troutdale in the future. Another part of my vision is historic preservation. We have a rich history in Troutdale due to the Lewis and Clark expedition, the Oregon Trail, all the transportation of historic highways we have coming through Troutdale. And we need to weave in events and recognize the few historic buildings we have left in Troutdale. Now, some specific vision ideas relate to the Merino block downtown. You know that one, Norm. It's the block that has a burnt-out building in it. But the vision I have for that block is to combine it with a developer that's willing to develop that block along with the old police station, and possibly throw in the old city hall as incentives to get that block developed, and possibly an anchor tenant for that block to help the development could be a new city hall, where we would get into a private public partnership to rent out or lease space as an anchor tenant in that block to make sure that that's a good development. And the second specific area that I have a vision for, and if we could bring up that photo of the urban renewal area, this is the first time since 2004 we have a concept plan for the East Wind development for the 23 acres that's behind the outlet stores, which is visible on the screen now. And that's becoming more of a reality because East Wind Development has a plan of which you can see on the screen there. And the main components of this area would be sort of like a small convention site, so people wouldn't have to go into Portland to have conventions. They could be out here in Troutdale. So it would include a restaurant by the river. It would include a hotel, a special events center, a civic plaza for Troutdale citizens and others to gather along the Sandy River, and a nice walking trail along the Sandy River, a water tower cafe, and swimming pool, and just retail space and mixed use. And so thanks for putting that up on the screen. I think one of the main things I'd like to emphasize is that I do have a working relationship and a positive relationship with the developers that want to come in and do that.
Yeah, we're starting to run a little short on time here, and one of the things you wanted to talk about was what do you see as the major challenges within the city, and how, as you as mayor, would you address those?
Okay, one of the main things that we need to address is some of our permitting processes in the city have come to light recently with Mayor Kite's accessory dwelling, and that's pointed out some weaknesses or areas of change that we need to address in the city in our building codes. And so part of what I would do would have Craig Ward, our city administrator, along with the city council, give direction to make any needed changes that we need in our codes and development codes.
Okay. All right. And then there's clearly some rifts between the city council and the mayor. What is the biggest problems and teamwork challenges you see?
Well, to be quite honest, Norm, the only challenges we've had between the mayor and council have occurred during the last 4 years when Jim Kite's been the mayor. And there's been a lack of teamwork with the city council, and there's a lack of trust with the current mayor. So the mayor should really set an example of good leadership that others can follow and respect. And those are the things that I would do. I would work more with the city council as a team.
Okay. And then one of the other things the challenge might be was how would you build teamwork?
Well, one of the things I'm known for, and one of the things I've been trained in my professional life, is to be a team player. And so every decision that would be made in the city would be a team approach with the city council and maybe with the business community or whatever entities would be needed to make team decisions. And another thing would be to actually give responsibilities to some of the city councilors and share the workload so that the mayor doesn't have to do everything.
Fantastic. And then finally, do you have any concluding remarks you'd like to make?
Yes, I would just like to say that I have the endorsement and the support of the entire city council to be the next mayor of Troutdale. I have the endorsements of all three mayors of Fairview, Wood Village, and Gresham, and pretty much the support of every single elected official in East County. And that says a lot. And I am very proud to have all that support for me to be the next mayor of Troutdale.
Okay. And anything else you would like to add?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to being the next mayor, believe me. We need to make some changes in Troutdale. We need to provide a more positive atmosphere in Troutdale versus a lot of the negative press we've been having lately with Mayor Kite. So my intention is to turn things around with the City Council to have more of a positive approach in the city and make people proud that they live in Troutdale.
Well, thank you, Doug. We've been spending the last few minutes talking with Doug Daoust, candidate for mayor of Troutdale. I would urge you to vote for Doug when it comes time for the election on November 6th. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Norm.